Welcome, thanks for joining me. I'm Yoga with Singer. We're gonna do a nice little strengthening and hip opening sequence today. This is great to practice after a little bit of warm-ups on your own or my 20-minute awaken session that's also on our Art of Yoga School page with Yoga International. So I recommend having a blanket for your knees for this practice, and we're gonna need 2 blocks. From here, come to a nice little kneeling position, and we're just gonna kind of sit on top of the feet here and open up the tops of the feet, the ankles. So bring your hands back behind you, arch your chest forward, and lift your knees up nice and slow until you feel a stretch in the tops of the feet, only if this feels okay for you. You can arch your chest forward even more, gaze up towards the sky. And then exhale, come back forward and down. Now we're gonna come to a little kneeling position. So tuck your toes under, a little stretch for the bottoms of the feet. You can sit back and even kind of sway a little side to side. Open up those feet. We'll grab our blocks as we come forward. Now, let's bring our left foot forward and have your right knee on your blanket. So we're coming into a little low lunge. Use your blocks as much as you need to here. So I have my left knee lining up with my left ankle. I'm just gonna use those blocks to kind of walk them forward. Now I wanna keep my arms parallel to each other, so make sure you're not bringing your elbows out to the side, but keeping the arms parallel and just bending from the elbows here to go deeper. You can slowly start to walk that left foot forward, and you're gonna feel this nice stretch to the top of the right leg. Relax your shoulder blades down the back, and you can just keep your gaze down at your mat. A few breaths here. Nice long inhales and exhales. Last deep inhale. And then on your exhale, you're gonna take your time shifting your hips back so they're in line with that right knee. Walk your blocks back. We're coming into a half split, so bring that left heel down on your mat. Flex that left foot back. You can come up onto your fingertips on those blocks, and you're definitely feeling this stretch, the left leg, the hamstrings. Now, if you want more of a stretch, bring your hands down. Find a little bend in the elbows, hinging forward. Shoulders are soft. Feel that nice stretch there, the back of the left leg. A few more breaths. Keep drawing your belly back on your exhales. And nice and slow, push down through your arms and bend that left leg. We're gonna come into a little low lizard. So I like to stack my blocks on top of each other for my forearms. So those blocks are gonna go to the inside of your left foot. You can bring that left foot forward a little bit, your right knee back even more. And then just bring your forearms down onto your blocks, palms face up. Hug your left knee in towards your left shoulder. Feel this nice stretch on the right side, a nice psoas stretch. Again, 4 or 5 rounds of breath here. If it feels nice, let your head hang. Next, exhale, push down through your blocks. Grab those blocks, walk them back. Now, our hips are back in line with that right knee. We're gonna come into a pyramid pose. So we're gonna take our time here though to bring ourselves up. So really feel your left foot connecting to your mat. Your right toes are tucked under. Now we're gonna use our core strength and some of these glutes or quads. We're gonna push down through our feet, lift your hips up and back a little bit. You walk your right foot in. Now, however you like the alignment of your heels, either kind of almost heel to heel alignment, or your feet can be spaced out farther, hips with distance. My right toes, my right big toe is pointing towards the top right corner of my mat, just slightly. And then my hips are trying to square forward a bit. So I'm up on my fingertips here. Want a nice long torso. And then exhale, bend your elbows, hinge forward. Start to just drape your torso down, even letting your head hang. One more nice deep inhale. Exhale. Now bring your torso back up a little bit. Bend that left knee. Walk your blocks forward. This is the challenging pose. We're trying to find a nice little warrior 3. So you're going to use your blocks for under your hand still. To come into your warrior 3, push down to your left foot. Lift your right foot up. And just pause here for a moment. Make sure you're nice and stable in that left foot. You can walk your blocks forward even more. You can come up onto your fingertips. Now try just bringing your right knee up first and then straightening that right leg, really flexing that foot, reaching back through that right heel. A little bend in that left knee. Hold this a few more breaths if you can. Try and even out your hips. That left leg is really working now. And then when you need to come out of this, lower that right foot down and meet your left. And pedal it out a bit. We'll move our blocks off to our sides. And then just come back down. Hands down on your mat. Bring your knees back. Sit back onto your heels. Little fire toes there. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. Close your eyes. And then we'll gently open our eyes and we'll do the other side. So come back onto your knees, grab your blocks, bring your right foot forward, right knee lines up with your right ankle, bring that left knee back as far as you want, and then you can adjust your blocks, bring them forward, and just start to lunge here into this. Shoulders are soft. About 5 rounds of breath here. When you're ready, we'll push down through our blocks, shift our hips back in line with that left knee now. Walk your blocks back. Flex your right foot back from the ankle, nice straight leg. So extending your torso up, and then when you're ready, hinging forward. Nice hamstring stretch along the back of that right leg. And then slowly bend your right foot, bring it back down, grab your blocks, stack them on top of each other. From here, we're gonna bring our forearms down for our low lizard. So you can bring that left knee back farther, hug your right knee in towards your right shoulder. Get that nice psoas stretch. You can even let yourself sigh out through the mouth a few times. Last big breath here. push down through your forearms. Bring your hands to your blocks. Bring those blocks out to the sides of your mat again. Pyramid pose. So right foot is flat down on your mat. Your left toes are still tucked under. Push down through your feet to lift your hips up and back. Walk that left foot forward a little bit. Have those left toes angling just slightly towards the top left corner of your mat. You want to keep a little bend in that right leg. And then feel your torso elongating. Neck is long. When you're ready, hinge forward. Maybe drawing your right hip crease back just slightly. Maybe feeling this a little bit more on the top of that right leg and the shin. And then feeling that in the back calf. Now bringing your torso back up, shifting into our warrior three. So bending that right knee, walk your blocks forward. We're going to come up onto the right foot. Now just start out with that left knee bent and then try lifting the left knee up and then straightening that left leg, flexing the foot, reaching back through your heel. If you really have your balance, you can try bringing your palms together in front of your heart. Keep your shoulders down. And then when you're ready, foot down, left foot down to meet your right. Blocks out to your sides. And then slowly, a little squat here. We'll come down onto our blanket. And a little bit of core work. So we'll keep our feet down on our mat first. Roll your shoulders back and down. Gaze straight forward if you can. When you're ready, your hands can come back behind you first. And then see if you can lift your feet up. Your shins about parallel to the ground. You might just stay here today. If you want, you can straighten out your legs. If you want, you can even try bringing your hands forward and bring your arms in line with those legs. Shaking is good. Breathing. Few more breaths. Then bring your feet slowly down. We'll come onto our hands and our knees. Find a nice little tabletop. So from your tabletop, some cat-cows. Make sure your wrists are lining up with your elbows and your shoulders. Knees or hips with distance. Inhale, let your belly drop, arch your chest forward. Exhale, round, let your head hang. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, round. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, round. And then find your neutral spine. From here, walk your hands forward about a whole hand's length distance. You want to keep those arms parallel to each other. Keep your shoulders down. Now make sure you're not dumping the lower back. So find more of a neutral spine here, drawing your belly up a little bit. And we're just going to try bending the elbows here, lowering the forearms down to where they're hovering about maybe 3 or 4 inches up off of your mat. Your gaze is just down there in between your thumbs. So you're going to feel this firing up the back of your arms, strengthening your shoulders. If you want to intensify this, you can do some little push-ups, little turbo puppy push-ups, moving with your breath. Slowly straighten your arms. Walk your hands back just a few inches. Keep your toes tucked under. Draw your belly back. And on your next exhale, lift your hips up and back for a downward dog. Pedal it out. Maybe sway your hips side to side. Make this feel good. Take some nice deep breaths or lion breaths. Sighing out through the mouth. Let your head hang. Then come back up onto your toes. Bring your knees down, shift your weight forward. Bring your knees out as wide as your blanket. Big toes to touch. Child's pose. Walk your hands forward. Forehead down onto your mat. Relax your shoulders. And then slowly start to walk your hands toward your knees. Roll on up. Come to face the front. Nice cross-legged position. Sitting up tall. We'll close our practice just sitting. Feeling the crown of your head rising up. Feeling that warmth in the body that you just created. Keeping your hands either on your knees or bringing your palms to touch. I thank you for joining me in this practice. Namaste.